Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are unpacking a device that tackles two of the absolute most downright stressful struggles every single smartphone user faces. I'm talking about battery anxiety and that terrifying sinking dread of a cracked screen. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're staring at that red 1% battery icon, totally stranded without a charger. Or experiencing that awful slow-motion heart drop when your phone just slips right out of your hand and heads straight for the pavement.
So what if you never had to worry about dropping your phone or losing battery ever again? I know it sounds like a total pipe dream, but Honor is claiming they've engineered exactly that. Let's dive right into this. We are looking at the newly launched Honor X6E, a device that's being positioned as the ultimate budget-friendly solution to these everyday smartphone problems. Instead of forcing you to pay an absolute premium just for basic reliability, this phone is bringing flagship-level stamina and serious durability down to a highly accessible price point. Let's jump into Section 1, the hero feature, a colossal 7,500 milliamp hour battery.
And wow, the sheer scale of this number is just staggering, 7,500 milliamp hours. To really put that into perspective for a second, the industry average for your typical smartphone battery hovers somewhere around 5,000, so the Honor X6E completely dwarfs the standard. It's literally like carrying a power bank baked right inside the phone's chassis. And because a battery this massive obviously needs proper fueling, Honor smartly included 45-watt fast-wired charging support. The absolute best parts, that 45-watt charger is actually included right in the box, which, let's be honest, is becoming incredibly rare these days.
So what does a 7,500 milliamp hour battery actually mean for you, out in the real world? Well, it translates directly to a mind-blowing 29.6 hours of continuous video playback time on a single charge. Just think about that for a second. You could fly halfway across the globe, binge an entire television series, and still have battery left over when you land to navigate straight to your hotel. It is an absolute game changer for heavy smartphone users who are just totally sick and tired of being tethered to a wall outlet.
But hey, a phone that lasts forever really isn't much use if it shatters on day one, right? Moving right along to Section 2, built for the elements, rugged, splash-proof, and drop-resistant. The X6E comes armed with two critical certifications that make it exceptionally durable. First up is an IP64 rating, which guarantees solid protection against dust ingress and water splashes from literally any direction. Second, and this is a really big one, it holds a Swiss SGS Premium Performance certification for drop and crush resistance. I want to stress, this isn't just fluffy marketing speak, it's lab-tested certified toughness, designed specifically for the clumsy folks like me or the super adventurous user out there. That IP64 splash protection means you absolutely do not need to panic if you get caught in a sudden rainstorm or if you accidentally knock over a glass of water on your desk. Working right in tandem with a ridiculously robust aluminosilicate glass screen, the Honor X6E provides genuine, tested peace of mind against the elements. It's genuinely built to survive the harsh realities of daily life. So, okay, we know it's incredibly tough and lasts practically forever, but how does it actually perform as a modern smartphone? Let's check out Section 3, Specs That Matter, Display, Camera, and Under the Hood. Let's break down the visual experience first. The Honor X6E sports a 6.61-inch TFT LCD display, but here is the crucial bit. It boasts a silky smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. That means navigating menus, doom scrolling through social media, or gaming is going to feel incredibly fast and responsive. Plus, with 1,010 nits of peak brightness, you will actually be able to read your screen outdoors on a bright sunny day. And since, you might be staring at the screen for those nearly 30 hours of video playback we just talked about, Honor threw in eye comfort and dynamic dimming technologies to really help reduce visual fatigue. Shifting gears to the optics, the X6E features a solid 50-megapixel primary sensor on the back with a wide f1.8 aperture, and that's accompanied by an auxiliary sensor to help round out those shots. If you ever need to get a bit closer to the action, this camera setup does support up to 10x digital zoom. Oh, and for your selfies or video calls, you've got a 5-megapixel front-facing camera with an f2.2 aperture that also super conveniently handles your 2D face recognition, so you can securely and quickly unlock the device. Now let's see how all this builds into the phone's internal engine. Powering the Honor X6E is the octa-core MediaTek Helio G81 Ultra chipset, paired up with 4 GB of physical RAM. But if you're multitasking and really need a boost, that RAM can actually be expanded virtually up to 8 gigs. You also get a very solid 128 GB of internal storage right out of the box. Over on the software side, it runs Magic OS X, which remarkably is based on the latest Android 16 architecture. Finally, the connectivity here is fully modernized. We're talking 5G support, fast Wi-Fi AC, Bluetooth 5.1, and all the essential onboard sensors you'd expect, like a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, a gravity sensor, and an ambient light sensor. All right, we've covered a massive 7,500 milliamp hour battery, Swiss certified drop resistance, a 120 Hz display, and a 50 megapixel camera. Let's get to section 4, the final reveal, unbeatable value, and price. It really all comes down to this number right here, RM699. That is the official price tag for the sole 4GB RAM and 128GB storage model that recently launched over in Malaysia. For our international viewers tuning in, that translates roughly to about 16,000 Indian rupees. When you stack that incredibly accessible price tag up against the premium, ultra-durable features we literally just walked through, the value proposition here is just exceptionally strong. And hey, budget-friendly definitely doesn't mean you have to compromise on aesthetics. The Honor X6E is available in two very sleek color options, Midnight Black and Sunrise Gold. But honestly, here is the one detail that genuinely blew me away when I was researching this device. Despite packing that gargantuan battery and all that rugged armor inside, the entire phone manages to weigh in at just about 207 grams, and it maintains a super slim profile of just 8.29 millimeters thick. They've essentially hidden a heavy-duty power bank inside a totally standard, stylish smartphone body. It's crazy. Which really brings us to our final, somewhat provocative thought for the day. Is this actually the end of smartphone battery anxiety? By combining nearly 30 solid hours of video playback with certified crush resistance, a fast 120 Hz screen, and a price tag that absolutely won't empty your wallet, the Honor X6E is making a very, very strong case. It really forces us to step back and ask whether we've all just been settling for fragile, short-lived phones for way too long. I will leave it to you to ponder if this budget-friendly titan is exactly the device you've been waiting for. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.